So do you ever find yourself getting really frustrated with things going on in your life, in your home, with yourself, relationships, whatever it might be, and then you start to wonder, I do the same things every day. I keep getting the same result of being frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed out, just not happy. Maybe something needs to change because the way I'm going isn't quite cutting it. Hey friend, I'm Heidi, the Heavenly Minded Homemaker, and I've been feeling that way a bit here lately. I have been noticing that there's even little things, some bigger things that are just driving me crazy. And this happens in different seasons of life. You have areas of your home that for some reason are always collecting clutter and making you a bit batty. Maybe something in your rhythm, what you're getting done or not getting done. It's just, you've had it and you can't take it anymore. You're sick of being frustrated. And you realize you have this amazing aha moment where you go, I do the same things over and over and over again, and yet I'm expecting a different result. That's not how that works. I'm ready to hit the reset button. I'm ready to say, life, you know what? We're not going to do that. We are going to remove those frustrations. We're going to set ourselves up for success. We are going to reset and redesign our lives. Is that you too? Because it's totally been me lately. And I've been talking a lot about it here on the channel. And that's where I sat down with my handy dandy notebook and started listing these things out and going, all right, this is silly. I'm doing the same things over and over, expecting a different result. Nothing's getting better. I'm just getting more and more frustrated. This makes no sense. Something has to give. So what is that? What needs to give? What do I need to change? And so as I've been sitting down and kind of journaling this stuff in my notebook and saying, all right, I'm going to work on this, this, and this, I went, you know what? I need to share this with my friends, because if I'm going through this, the odds are at least one of us is also going through this as well. And maybe this might be a help to you. So today, to finally do this, get past the frustration, hit reset, restart on life, get ready to live that lovely life, because life is worth living lovely each and every day. This is what I'm doing, and I think it might be a help to you as well. So as I sat down with my notebook, I really started to see this redesign your life, right? Hit reset, rid yourself of the frustrations and the chaos. I really started to see it in 3 steps. And this is what I plan all month long, because I'm like, this is my goal for April. This is what I'm focusing on. This is what I'm doing. I'm sure I'll need to do this plenty of times throughout the course of life, but I'm starting it here this month. And so I'm going to keep sharing about it. If you guys want to see, be sure to hit subscribe, turn on your little bell notification so you see the videos as they come out. Because I think these 3 steps really are what it boils down to. And so I'm just going to be transparent with y'all, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing and how I'm getting through this over the month. And then I started, taking my chicken scratch of what I'm writing here in my notebook, and I've put it all together. I've created a website with printables and templates and resources and inspiration. And for all of you there in the HMH Collective, that's our membership group here on YouTube, I'm gonna share all of that with you guys. So if that can be a blessing to you and that's something that you would like to have access to, you would like to utilize these resources, I'll leave the link down below. You guys click that join button. You can come over and join us for, yes, all of this plus everything else we've ever done over there, but I'll put the details down below, because these are the 3 steps we're going to be working through this month. Okay. The first one I felt like here in this life redesign was to just assess, right? I had to pause and go, I was feeling this like frustrated, overwhelmed. So many things are going on. I don't even know where to begin. Is it the house that's bothering me? Is it like deeper stuff that's bothering me? Like, what is it? So I think I have to stop and go, okay, well, what are my top priorities? In an ideal world, right? I really sat down, maybe take the week, the weekend, the whatever, right? Take a little time to like thoughtfully, prayerfully work through this and go, okay, what are my top priorities? That could be within yourself, maybe your marriage, with your children, your family, your home, your health, right? You could go through so many areas here and go, okay, Are there financial things? Are there work things? Are there just life things? Are there big challenges and changes that you've come up to? You know, for you in this season, what are your top priorities? In an ideal world, right? We're not talking about what's frustrating, holding you back now, but ideally, where would you be prioritizing your time, your effort, your focus, your money, right? If we started breaking these things down, where would those priorities lie? I think we have to really look at that here and kind of just assess that. And then I started going, okay, so what are the things that I want less of in my life, right? The problem areas. So what are the things that I would like less of? Less clutter, less frustration over meal planning. I don't want to feel I have some, just like health-wise things. Like I would like to have less of that. I would like to feel better, have more energy, not have some pains and stiffness and things like that. Like, what are the things that you want to see less of? What are the problem areas you have right now? Maybe it's less debt, right? Maybe it's less busyness. Maybe it's whatever it might be, right? What are those things that you want to see less of? Identify them, write them down, or come join me, get my little booklet. You can fill it all out. I have it all laid out for you guys. Then I thought about what are those non-negotiables? So those things for me that, for our family, these have to happen. Like, they might not be like my priorities in this like romanticized, like lovely look at things, but they're non-negotiables. Like for us, staying on top of laundry, non-negotiable. Staying on top of dishes, non-negotiable. Having our homeschool time and our family Bible study time, non-negotiables. Like those are key elements to our days that are very, very important to us. So I kind of thought through those, right? What are those things that they're key, they're foundational, we're not getting around them? And then the more I thought through that, I then also made a list of kind of similar to that was, what are our current obligations? So these are things that even if they're not maybe our favorite thing in the whole wide world, that's the fact of life, right? We're here. Maybe it's a work schedule, maybe it's, like us, we homestead, so it's just current obligations of tending the farm and the animals and like taking care of things around the property. Maybe it is, appointments, therapy appointments, things that you have on the regular. What are some of those things that, again, they might not be beautiful, they might not seem very lovely, but they're very, very important to your day. You want to just kind of note those down that, hey, these are core components as well. And then after I thought through those, I said, okay, what are the things that I want to do more of? So I already looked at the things that I really don't want, right? I wrote down, I don't want to do these. I wish I had less of this. What are the things you wish you had more of? Maybe it's sitting down at the dinner table together, having candlelit dinners, going on family walks, enjoying time, doing a hobby, or maybe just having more downtime to relax with no expectation. What are the things that you really would like to see more of in your days? So this was here, what I've kind of been doing in this like step one, just assess. Where are we at? What's frustrating? Where are we wanting to get to? I think defining that really helps so much, because there's feeling overwhelmed and trying to make it through the day, and you feel like you're just constantly like trying to shovel out of a hole. But I said, let's just stop and assess. How deep is this hole? What are we trying to get to? What's going on here? That was my step one. Remember, friends, this is just the kickoff introduction video to this whole series, because I plan to make my April, Lord willing, all about this process, because I am ready to redesign my life, to hit reset, to start over, to rid myself of these frustrations, and to truly build my life up in a life that I love living out. And so these are the steps that I'm working through. And like I said, if you guys want to come join me over in the collective, you want to get all of these resources and kind of, I'm just going to keep brain dumping all the things that I'm working on, the things I'm designing and creating, the inspiration I'm using. And if that can be a blessing to you in this process, then I'm going to put it down there. You guys can come join me and get access to it as well. Again, if it can help, then that's what it's there to do. Praise God, enjoy it. Because these are the steps I'm going to work through. I'm starting it right now. I've been spending a lot of time in step one, and I'm getting ready to start on step two. So I'm going to share it all with you guys. But I felt like after assessing it, the second step here is going to be to deconstruct it. I think we have so much frustrations in life, some that maybe you don't even think about, right? You just, it is what it is. But I think that's the problem. I think we just take it as, well, this is life. There's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. Just because everybody else feels comfortable or has normalized, found some acceptable line of just, life, doesn't mean you have to. I remember I felt that way when we were chasing, the corporate ladder and doing all the things. I don't want to do that. I don't want to live for the weekends. I don't want to have 1 week of vacation a year where I go, oh, this has been the nicest time. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have these beautiful, amazing children, these gifts from God, and just ship them away every day. I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to be busy. I don't want to think I have to keep up with the Joneses. Like, there's just certain things that I don't want to have to accept as just life because everybody else does. I want to have a marriage that I love with my best friend in the whole wide world. I want to pour into my children and spend as much time as I possibly can with them because I think they're amazing. I want to, raise sheep and chickens and, frolic around my yard planting flowers all over the place. Like, I love doing that. I want to get to do that. I want to find ways to serve the Lord where it truly can make an impact for someone else and be something that's bigger than even I am, because it's not about me, right? It's about serving others and making the most of the moments. I want to collect, memories and experiences, not stuff and clutter. And so looking at that, it was like, okay, so then we need to deconstruct this down and we need to change what it's going to be. I don't have to accept that housework is never ending and it's just overwhelming and I hate it, right? I don't have to accept that my health is just this and it's never gonna get any better and it's impossible to lose the baby weight and I'm just never gonna feel great again, right? Like, I don't have to accept those things. I don't have to constantly be frustrated with myself and just overwhelmed with, not being the person that I wish I could be. And so that brought me to this kind of deconstruct area where I put together a whole booklet for myself on this because I really wanted to look at these areas. And I'm gonna share them with you guys all this month, but I really sat down with my little booklet and I thought about my philosophy for each of these areas. Scripturally, what do I see, right? Where do I see this wisdom come in to help guide me through these areas? Because I need a breakdown where I've been in this so that I can build up what it should be. And so I broke this down to 4 different areas. I came up with the area of food. So just when we talk about kind of health, what we're fueling our bodies with and our relationship to that, and quite literally what, we're consuming, but why we're consuming it, how we're consuming it, and everything kind of wrapped up in that. I thought about home, quite literally the space that we're in and how we feel in it and how we enjoy it, but also how we upkeep it and, manage it and all of those pieces with it. I thought about personal care. So that's, our own personal health and well-being, but also, our discipleship and our goals and our peace within ourselves, because it's really hard to go and pour into others when you feel like you're an empty cup, right? So we have to address that so that we can go pour into others in life. And then the 4th point was just general life enjoyment. Seizing the day, right? The world is your oyster. Make the most out of it. See it as lovely, a true balance and enjoyment to life. And so I think that's that next part now is to start breaking down each of these so that we can start tackling these areas and truly build up the new design that is going to be our lives this month. Because the 3rd and final step truly is to rebuild our lives. Literally, our homes, ourselves, our relationships, our priorities, our goals, our focuses, all of it. And so I want to get into, what does that ideal, lovely life look like? It's, we romanticize, oh, wouldn't that be so amazing? We all have that, like, how many of us have shared one of those images? It's like, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't say anything, but there'd be signs, and it's like a little cabin out in the woods with a cute little whatever, right? And it's like, wouldn't that be lovely? Well, what does a lovely life look like to us right now in the season? What is that? What are the areas that we want to include, right? Looking there between food, home, personal care, and enjoyment. What would I do in each of those to try to reach, right? That redesigned life, that lovely life that I truly just enjoy each and every day, and I see the blessings and I make the most out of it. And then what does that daily rhythm look like? Ideally, what's it like when I wake up? How do I spend my day? What are our evenings like? What are things we focus on? What are goals we achieve? What are things that we spend our time doing as in ourselves, in our marriages, with our children, friends, family, whatever the case may be? I think this is a great starter kit here for redesigning our lives. For saying that we don't have to just be frustrated. We don't have to just be stuck in the things that drive us crazy. Why feel overwhelmed with your house? Why feel overwhelmed with your kids? Why feel overwhelmed with yourself? I don't want to settle for just, we're getting by, we're managing. No. I don't know how many days I have here in this life. I know where I'm going, and I know what I'm investing in. I've got that part covered. But there's still room for growth. And the more I grow in that, the more I see just how wonderful it is to have everything that is before me here and now. So I'm gonna soak that up. I'm gonna make the most of it, because life matters. The things that we get involved in, the adventures we go on, the people that we pour into. I don't wanna spend all my time feeling sick, miserable, broke, and frustrated. That sounds awful. And I get that that's so normal for most but I don't want to do that. I think the unrealistic, living a great life, enjoying it to the best, like taking in the adventure and the amazing moments that life has to offer, sounds far better than the realistic machine rat race that we just seem to let ourselves get pumped into. I think this is a wonderful thing that we all should assess periodically throughout our lives. When you find yourself in this point that you're just frustrated, you feel stuck, life doesn't feel lovely each and every day. There's areas that you're like, man, something needs an adjustment. And again, maybe it's something small. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world. Maybe you're just frustrated because your house has too much stuff in it and you need to declutter and minimize and get a little simpler in your surroundings. That's okay. Maybe it goes a little bit deeper. But I think these 3 steps, regardless of where each and every one of us is at, I'll say honestly, I'm a little bit of both categories. There's some deeper stuff, and then there's a lot of the other just kind of practical around me stuff. But when we assess it, and then we deconstruct it, and then rebuild it, I think that can really set us up in an amazing rhythm to make life lovelier, to rid ourselves of that frustration, and to truly live a lovely life with those we truly love, right? Because that's what life is all about. Because at the end of the day, right, when we're all lying on our deathbeds one day, in the whatever day that might be, we're not gonna look back and go, oh, I wish I had more stuff, I wish I had more money, how was the life that you lived here? Did you invest in the right things, the eternal things? I want to be intentional with my time. I want to make the most of it. And it's something that we've done and tried and failed, and we're gonna keep trying. We're gonna keep going. And if this can be an encouragement to even one of you, then praise God, that's what it's all about. So you can come join me and watch and see how I do this month, working through these 3 steps. And you can come and join as well and do it yourself. For whatever it might be in your life that you're like, if you're not waking up every day and going, everything is awesome, I love life, and I am killing it. Like, if that's not how you feel each and every day upon waking, then this is for you. Because I know I really like feeling that way, but I don't quite feel that way right now. And so I'm gonna tackle these steps. We're gonna put them to work, and I'm gonna share the whole process with you all right here. So I'll leave some details down below if you want to get all of the materials and things and whatnots that we have over there. All of you in the community, I've already posted there in the community tab, so you guys can get your stuff there. And then again, join me all month. I'm gonna document it, I'm gonna share it, you guys are gonna get the videos, and we can do this because I believe in us. And I know that little by little, one foot in front of the other, we can work on this. We can take the script, right? Flip it over, put what we want to see in our lives so that we can go out, we can build, we can make the most of each and every day, redesign our lives, and live a life that is truly lovely. I think that sounds great, don't you? I'll see you on the next one. Bye, friends.